All right, man, we back. Mercy Sports Talk. We in the building. Let's talk about the Lions. In the next video, I get to talk about Jamal Agnew and that situation. Let's talk about the Detroit Lions defensive line. Yesterday, I don't believe they recorded a sack of Phillip Rivers, but I gotta give credit to Phillip Rivers as well for a dude that's not that mobile. He at least with his feet, like Lamar Jackson. You know, maybe not even as mobile as Matthew Stafford, Aaron Rodgers, and Trubisky, guys like that. He does a great job of pocket awareness and having the feel and stepping up in the pocket. He's one of the best in the business at doing that, man. So I will say that. But yeah, it's looking a little bit overrated, the D line right now. And I caution, because last year, going into last year's season, I was like, oh man, our DBs look great. Our defensive backfield, you know, it should be like the rock, you know, the strength for our team. You know, and it wasn't. You know, Deshaun Shedd, he didn't make the team. He eventually came back, and, you know, Nevin Lawson was, you know, Tease Tabor never stepped in. Nevin Lawson continued to beat him out, and then it just was a revolving door. You know what I'm saying? It was Agnew getting torched in the slot until he got injured, and then it was just bad. And I caution to really praise this D-line because last year with the cornerbacks, I thought that was like a real great big strength for the Lions. And right now the D-line looking overrated, but what you got to remember is, one, Deshaun Hand is a huge factor in that, and he need to get healthy. His presence to play inside and just the leverage and the you know how he can really corrupt a offense is sorely missed. You know what I'm saying? It's sorely missed. Really, with Harrison, you're not worried about him getting upfield, getting sacks. He really here to plug the run. But I think Hand is really missed with his versatility across the line. All right. You know, I will say that. I think him and Devin Kennard got the young legs up front. But you got to remember this about the D-line. It's why I'm not panicking about it. You got to remember, they old veterans, and they missed some time. In camp. Harrison missed time, didn't do mini camps, OTAs, I don't think. He missed, well, mini camps at least. He missed time because he wanted more money. And it's showing that he ain't in game shape. He didn't play a ton in the preseason. I don't know if he played at all. I can't remember. You know, but he didn't play significant time. Trey Flowers coming off a shoulder injury. You can tell he a little bit older than Tavai. Tavai coming off his shoulder injury, he probably had more time to heal since the Hawaii season was over with. And he younger. His body is going to recuperate better. He's more like Wolverine than Grandpa. Trey Flowers is more on the Grandpa side. Not saying that he old, but it takes time to heal. You made a deep playoff run. He probably was playing with the injury during the season. He thugged it out. But then again, you dealing with rust and you dealing with an injury. And you dealing with a guy that probably needed that rest because of the deep playoff runs that the Patriots make every year. So the rest is good for him. He just going to have to knock the rust off and crank it up. But that shoulder injury is concerning, you know, because the shoulder is made up of small bones, a lot of small bones, and they're hard to come back from. It take time. You know, people say a back injury is really significant. Like a shoulder injury could be really significant as well too. So that's something to look at as well too. Mike Daniels coming off a foot injury. He played, you know, he's still knocking the rust off. They still was working with Green Bay doctors to see what's going on with his foot. So it's going to take some time. He didn't play a lot last year. So it's going to take time for these veterans to knock the rust off. So right now, I'm not too concerned about it, but it is a direct correlation with Darius Slay. Everybody's saying, oh, Slay getting cooked by Keenan Allen. If Keenan Allen got time to run a deep corner route, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no pressure coming. He got time to run these routes. You got to understand the front end and the back end are one. If the back end not covering, the quarterback will be able to get the ball out quicker. You know what I'm saying? And complete the pass because the back end not holding no matter how quick the D-line get in, the back end not doing their job. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at it. If the front end not getting pressure and ain't getting no sacks, then Phillip Rivers got all day to really operate in the pocket, and he got all day to do what he need to do to be successful. You know what I'm saying? If you're not getting pressure up the middle, you're not getting pressure off the edge, You know, at the end of the day, he didn't record a sack. It's amazing Darius Slay only gave up 98 yards. And I was explaining that to somebody else. I was like, man, motherfucker don't know football. Why am I arguing? That's why sometimes I don't even this tweet back, or not tweet back, but I don't even comment back on certain threads. I just leave it be. Because you got to understand, to hold Keenan Allen, who's probably a top 8 receiver in this league, one of the better route runners in this league. He's a route technician. You talking about Hopkins, him. That's a small class to be in. And you hold him to 8 catches on 14 to 15 targets on 98 yards, and you hold him out the end zone, and you get the game-winning pick. Like, shoot, you know, Darius Slay is a target. You know, everybody get on Darius Slay. Everybody, oh, he ain't that good, or blase, blah. Remember we were saying that about Kyle Van Noy. And now he seemed to be one of the better Patriot defenders. Remember that. Darius Slay covered Keenan Allen the majority of yesterday with no help. No pass rush. He held him under 100 yards and 8 catches. Oh, Slay was getting torched. The defense sucks. Well, the defense only gave up 10 points with no sacks. I don't believe they recorded one yesterday. With no sacks. They gave up 10 points with no sacks, and you talking about the defense? You talking about no Derwin James. You know what I'm saying? For the Panthers, who was probably the most important, best defensive player on their team. And they only put up 13 points on the Chargers. The Colts put up 20-something points on them last week. But like I said, it's always the defensive fault. When they was top 3 that year, people, all the defense this, the defensive backs that. The offense got to put up some points, but I'll say that for my live stream later. But with Darius Slay, he an easy target. Oh, he ain't that good. He the best player on the team. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. He the best player on the team. Bar none. Bar none. He followed Keenan Allen wherever he go. You heard what DeAndre Hopkins said yesterday. He said, I leave Jalen Ramsey the bus because a lot of guys claim to be number 1, but they don't follow you everywhere around the field. Darius Slay followed Keenan Allen to the slot, followed him outside, followed Larry Fitzgerald to the slot, the whole 9. But if you're not getting no pressure from your dogs up front, niggas, Keenan Allen was supposed to have a $170 and 2 or 3 touchdowns on any other cornerback outside the top 10. He would have torched them. Last week versus the Colts, he had like 14, 10 whatever receptions for $1-something, $130, $120, 40, and a touchdown or 2. That's the difference. If they was getting pressure up front, you know, and I believe the pressure will come. If they was getting pressure up front, Darius Slay wouldn't have been in a position to give up that. And he did a wonderful job. But like I said about the D-line, it'll come. It'll come. They're older. They knock the rust off. They get hand back. I'm not ready to say Trey Flowers overrated. I understand the shoulder situation that he's dealing with, and then not playing all offseason. It takes time. You know what I'm saying? You take time to get used to them playing together. Remember, the D-line is camaraderie. It's about trusting the guy next to you, just like the offensive line. You know what I'm saying? Trusting that, you know, he keeps that outside hand free. If you're on the right side, you want to keep that right hand free. On the left side, you want to keep that left hand free. Because if you get tangled up and you break and they able to break a chain, then you stuck. You jump inside, then, you know, the play, you know, they can roll out or they can throw over your head or something. So it takes time for all of them to build that camaraderie. Mike Daniels will eventually get it. Harrison will get it. Trey Flowers will get it. Them dudes will get it. And it's going to help him to get hand back. Whenever he come back, he definitely going to help. Just his twitchiness on the inside. They don't have a guy that's that twitchy on the inside like him. You know what I'm saying? You know, he kind of give you that Warren Sapp kind of feel to you, that he's just so explosive in short area. Not saying that he airing down the Warren Sapp, but he kind of give you that feel, man. So, like I said before, man, I'm not worried about the D-line. I'm not overly concerned. I think they eventually come around next week. I think we got Walker 2 and wins. They lost Atlanta next week. But if we play the Chiefs next week, this is the second team we get on the short week. And the Eagles dealt with a lot of injuries last night. So this is the second team we going to get on the short week. So that's something to look at too. So we got more time to game. Well, they ain't on a short week. My bad. They play Sunday night. I'm thinking about Monday night. So they ain't on a short week. So, so we'll see what happened, man, with the Eagles, man. They dealt with some injuries last week, and I'll do that prediction video Tuesday as usual. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you have business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or video requests. Check my other channel, Our Goodfellas Sports TV. Appreciate the love, support. Y'all know what it is. We gone.